Hey guys, it's Sarah and I'm here with my fourth layout using the January hip kit, and this is a layout that's going to go into my foodies album. This is about the Melting Pot restaurant, which is a fondue restaurant that's pretty popular. It's a big chain and I've been a couple times and I have never recorded it, so I wanted to make sure I go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to use this background paper here. This is from Basic Gray, and I'm going to use it to matte my picture as well as matte the entire layout as well. It's a really pretty kind of distressed wood grain type. And so I'm going to go ahead and just matte my picture, and I'm going to trim that up a little bit neater and smaller. And then I'm going to use this floral on top as well, and that is from Basic Gray as well. I'm just making sure it's going to stand out nicely. And I'm putting a good amount of a border around the outside, so I'm cutting it down to about a 10 by 10. I think it's a 10 or an 11 by 11. I'm not sure. One of the two. It looks like maybe it's 11 by 11. Normally I'd only put like a 1/4 inch border around, but I did a full inch this time. I really wanted to be able to see that, that gray paper. And now I'm going through my scraps that are left over from my kit here, and I did pull this one strip that is the hot pink with the gold foil hearts. That is from Paper Studio, which did not come in the kit. That came from Hobby Lobby, but I did have a layout I used that on before, and I'm going to use another strip here. And then this black and white stripe here is from Crepe Paper, and that did come in the kit, so I'm going to use that. And that has some hot pink dot splatters on the left-hand side as well. I think most of them get covered up, but you can still kind of see them. All right, so now I'm using these stickers called Crush. These came in the kit as well, and I'm putting Fondue Time, and that is going to end up being my title. I really like the font of these stickers. They're really pretty. Just trying to make sure that that's going to stand out nicely against the black and white stripe. And it does. You can definitely tell more in person than on the camera, but that happens sometimes. And I want to put the words "the melting pot" in a smaller alphabet, and I grabbed these that I actually got from Nicole Jones a while ago. She had sent me a prize pack I won on her channel, and then she kind of threw in a few extra goodies for me. And these were little alphabet stamps. It's like a set that she has where she stamps the alphabet and then runs a die cut through it as well, so she kind of makes her own letter tiles. And so she made a whole bunch for me, and I'm just going through them to see if I can find a color that's going to match. And I find a color, but then upon trying to actually put it down, I realized that I don't have enough of the letters. So I think it was T. I needed like 2 extra T's and I just didn't have them. So I'm actually not going to end up using those, but I wanted to keep it in here because that was kind of where my head was going at the time, and I would have loved to use them if I had enough of the letters. I just didn't. So I'm also pulling out some more of my stuff here from the kit to see what I want to use. This large chipboard from Crepe Paper. I'm going to go ahead and pull that camera there, get the colors go nicely, and it goes along with the black and white striped paper as well. So I'm still kind of thinking on embellishing. So while I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and get my layers stuck down here because I'm very happy with how those are going. I'm going to get these down. And you can see those little pink splatters on the side there that I just covered up mostly. But I got to get the title to fit. You can still see some of them. So they still kind of peek out. I'm just cutting a little bit more off my photo mat here. Teeny tiny bit. And I'm going to use my quick dry adhesive to go ahead and get my title stuck down. These stickers are self-adhesive, but especially the chipboard kind, they just don't stick for the long haul. I'm not sure what it is, but they just never ever stick. So I always reinforce them with my quick dry adhesive, which is in that fine line bottle right there, which I got at Hobby Lobby. You can actually get those in the aisle where they have all the model cars and airplanes and stuff like that. Those bottles are in those tool section of those aisles, and you buy them empty and then you put whatever adhesive you want in those. My personal favorite is the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. I also have a second bottle that has glossy accents in it, so that one works in those as well. I would suggest getting the larger tip though, which is the yellow bottle. It has a little bit of a larger tip so that the adhesive can come out a little bit better. But it just gives it a nice little thin application versus the really huge one that comes in the actual bottles. Okay, I'm going back to my chipboard sheet here, and I'm going to pull some florals and a little heart and another heart. Trying to see where I want everything to go here. And I like putting it on this wax paper because it helps me to be able to move things around without committing to it and you know, having anything accidentally stick. I can just kind of move it around and it doesn't stick to the wax paper, so it's nice. So I'm just kind of making my final decisions here. I know I want to do a little bit of a banner cluster up in the top right hand corner there, and so I pulled out that little banner brad, and then I'm looking through my papers to see if there's another piece of paper I can probably do another banner on. And I'm going to do the B side of this floral paper, which is a really tiny black and white polka dot, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to cut a little hand cut banner out of those. I'm going to put it up there. I do need to highlight the edges a little bit more, so I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to just do a small outline along it so that it kind of stands out a little bit better. I'm going to put this brad one here as well, so I'm going to go ahead and poke my hole. And then I'm going to put this gold foil heart up here as well, and just layer that over the banners to connect them. And then this floral is going to go down here along the bottom of the picture. And that's the best picture I have from the restaurant, and it's apples with, I believe that's cheese fondue. So, I don't know. It was the best one I had. So, the restaurant's a little bit dark, and yeah. So now I'm taking another look at my letters here and deciding that I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to look into my stash and get some different tiny letter stickers to do the melting pot up on top. And I believe I'm going to grab some Teresa Collins gold foil teeny tiny letter stickers. Pretty positive that's what I'm looking for. Yep, they're there. So I'm going to use these and spell out the words "the melting pot." And as you can see, I've already dug into them quite a bit, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting like the oldest one first, and I had some on this wax paper, so I'm going to use those letters if I can. So I'm going to spell out the melting pot right over top here. So while I'm doing that, there's going to be a part coming up here in a second where I'm actually watching the last season of Sons of Anarchy in this video here. And I got to a really gross part. It's in the last season, and it had to do with something happening to Bobby and the retaliation that happened because of that, and it involved eyeballs and fingers. So if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So I had that scene. Yeah, and I reacted to it on camera, and when I went back and watched it, I remember that I reacted to it, and I went back and watched it, and I laughed at myself. I'm not going to show it right here this second, but at the end, after, actually, I think it's happening right now, or when I start picking up my rub-ons is when it starts happening. I'm pretty sure it's like right here. But I start reacting to it, and then I was like laughing at myself, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put that in as like an extra. Yeah, like right here I'm watching it and I'm starting to react to it. So after my there I go. After my still pictures at the end of this video, I'm gonna put that little part in, and you can hear like what I'm saying and stuff. It's a little less than a minute, but I just thought it was funny. So if you want to see my reaction to that scene, you can watch that. It doesn't ruin anything, so if you haven't seen it, you can still watch it, and it's not anything, you know, it won't ruin anything, but it's just funny the way I reacted to it. So if you want to see that, you can check that out after the still photos here. Okay, so I used this rub-on from my Mind's Eye, and it says Note, and I'm going to put that there. And then I also have this gold arrow that I don't decide to use, I guess. I was looking at it, but it wasn't quite fitting. Just trying to decide what it is I want to use, and I'm trying to stick as closely to the kit as possible. Sometimes it gets a little hard because it's all the same stuff and you're using it over and over and over, but I am going to go ahead and use another brad here, a couple brads. One is a black heart and then the other one is a pink heart. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick those over here. And this black heart really just kind of anchors that rub-on. It kind of felt like it was just hanging out there in the middle of nowhere, so it kind of helps give that a little bit of a home. And then that's going to complete my layout, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll be happy to answer them. Check out the Hip Kit. I will leave a link to their website in the comments below if you want to check them out. And again, right here in a second, I'm going to have my reaction to the Sons of Anarchy episode if you want to check that out. Hope you guys have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye.
Tear his eye out? What's happening? Ugh. Oh. Ugh, gross. Okay.